A pickup in temporary job hiring is generally seen as a leading indicator of a job market turnaround. Our next guest says it's also a glimpse of the future of the U.S. labor market.
Jody Miller is founder and CEO of Business Talent Group, a firm which places individuals into temporary consulting and interim executive assignments. She joins us now live from Los Angeles. Welcome to you, Jody.
Thank you.
So given the pickup we've seen the last couple months in temporary employment, were you at all surprised that the jobs report for November showed this improvement?
No, not at all. In fact, my own experience is that we've seen an incredible surge in our own demand for temporary senior talent.
So we've seen, is it 3 or 4 straight months of rising temporary employment? What are your forecasts for December and into 2010?
Well, what interests me is that the temporary job sector is growing repeatedly over the last 4 months, and I believe will continue to grow not only in a recession, but also as the future of a tool that companies can use that people have not appreciated so far. So in my opinion,
why do you suppose that is?
Well, I think there are a lot of reasons. In the U.S., historically, temporary jobs have been fundamentally for middle and lower end employees. Recently, we've seen a greater interest both from the talent and from companies in using talent in a more flexible, cost-efficient way.
So speaking of talent, what kinds of jobs, what are the most temporary jobs in demand right now? What are your clients seeking?
Our clients, from a fascinating point of view, are looking for people to help them with new business opportunities, with growth, with innovation, with things that will lay the groundwork for the future. They're not looking predominantly for cost cutters or ways to save money. They're thinking about the future, and they're finding this flexible workforce to be a perfect way to match their uncertainty about the economy with their continuing drive to be able to take advantage of the economy when it turns around.
So what kinds of salaries are these temporary workers earning right now, and how does that generally compare to, say, the permanent jobs they left or were laid off from?
You know, the folks that we deal with are at the very, very high end, and they do very well. We're talking, people who are $100,000 a year plus, and on project-based work, they can continue to make that kind of salary for the projects that they're employed on.
So are you seeing that a lot of business talent likes this type of arrangement, that they don't mind being temporary employees?
There's certainly a large segment, and it's growing, of folks who really enjoy what's been called a portfolio life. They like the variety of going from project to project. They like to be able to choose what they do and who they work with. And there's some real obstacles to it today. There's a bias against it. When you read in the jobs report that the temporary job market has gone up substantially, most people look at that as, okay, that's good. That means we're going to get more permanent jobs down the road, instead of saying, wow, this is great. It's another tool that both employers and employees can use to find ways to work together that aren't the traditional, we own 100% of you forever. And so we see a lot of employers and a lot of talent finding new ways to work together that work for both sides.
If there's a new employment tax subsidy, should that be applied to temporary workers?
Absolutely. I mean, we think that the temporary workforce is what's going to lay the foundation for the new growth and innovation that's going to drive the economy in the future. So we'd love to see that included. Also, healthcare. This group of talent is totally excluded from the employer-based healthcare program. And even though Obama is, looking to improve this over, the next few years, it's certainly not going to happen right away.
Our thanks to Jody Miller, the CEO of the Business Talent Group.